Nothing much. Quick question for you. Did you hear the intro?
Yes, I did.
Okay, it failed for me. So, all right. Just wanted to
Oh,
make sure. Yeah. Um, whatever. StreamYard, YouTube. If it isn't one, it's the other. How are you today?
so far so good. Watched 90 Day last night, and I watched
Mhm.
um whatchamacallit, Seeking Sister Wives this morning. For some reason, I couldn't watch it through the app. I'm like, okay, what's wrong with you guys? So I just watched it on YouTube. It was fine.
Yeah. I I watched Seeking Sister Wife yesterday, but in the afternoon. Someone went and downloaded it from Discovery Plus and put it up, and I was just like, oh, okay. So
Nice.
yeah, I got to sleep at 8 o'clock last night, which was yummy. Okay, so welcome everybody to the commentary zone. As you enter the room, please don't forget to give us a little thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you're made aware every time we send out new lives. Okay, so today on the docket, we have 90 Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After, season 6, episode 6, Fear and Loathing, and then we have Seeking Sister Wife, season 3, episode 11, Can't Fight This Feeling.
Mm-mm-mm. I mean, I guess we'll start with the little 90 Day Fiance people, since it was pretty much the Angela show for the most
Yeah,
part.
yeah. Let's go couple by couple. Natalie and Mike. I don't,
Do we
I don't
care?
care. I don't care about
Like,
them.
okay, here's the thing. How boring are you
Mm-hmm.
where your biggest highlight scenes are you throwing wood on a truck and then you running out of a butcher shop? I
Um,
mean, Mike is more interested in the tomahawks than he was at Natalie.
what is a tomahawk other
It's
than?
it's it's just it's just the steak with the long bone.
Oh,
That's
I
the
had
tomahawk. Yeah.
no idea.
Mhm.
At first, because he was acting so childlike, I thought he was asking for like a toy.
They're expensive, so they're fairly pricey, but they're really good. So that's why he was so
Okay.
excited. Cause now we trying to deprive him of his meat at home, trying to get him some Brussels sprouts and maybe a string bean or two. You know how she do him.
Yeah, but he still goes out and eat whatever he wants anyway, so he's not deprived.
Right. I mean, like, you sit there and eat bacon. That was my thing with her. She annoyed me. 'Cause I'm like, he sits there and eat bacon in front of you. What are y'all talking about? What's wrong with you? I mean, I think she's cooked him the bacon, so she was doing the most for no reason.
I think she's just random with what she takes offense to. Um and I said this at first, but she couldn't tell by reading the sign that she was going into a meat store or a butcher shop. But then I was like, wait, I'm not sure if she can read English. So I gave her the benefit of the doubt on that. But the way how she up and walked out, I would have said, hey guys, I'm just gonna step outside real quick. If you need me, I'm outside. I'll wait for you there. And be done with it. It's your personal preference not to eat meat. It's your personal preference not to go into any store that you don't want to go into. But you also, just because somebody's rude to you, don't mean you have to be rude back.
Right. She
Especially
should get
considering you
along.
staying in their house in a foreign state and you clearly don't have no money of your own to get up and go and on your own.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I mean, she's she tries with titties. I don't know why I love the way she says that her accent titties. And I get where both sides are coming from with those two. Like, um, Trish thinks Natalie should work. Natalie wants to do what she wants to do. And I'm gonna give Natalie props for this, and I don't give her props well ever. So this will be the first. But when she told Trish that if I were marrying for money, I wouldn't have married Mike. I'm like, well,
That was the burn of the night.
Yep. I'm like, well, I mean, hey, no lies were told here. And then Mama had to
Mhm.
sit down a little bit and think about that. I'm like, yeah, you don't approach people in that way. You can suggest things to her, like, hey, you can make some good money being an interpreter. Like, have you thought about it? And when she said no, like she wants to, it's like, hey, that's just my suggestion. Have at it. Good luck. And then
Mhm.
she did stick over to when Trisha said, well, I thought you want to go to Hollywood. She's all like, I'm 36. I don't believe in miracles. I'm like, go ahead with that one too. I mean, like, she's all, I want to do TV. She's like, I did TV 2
Mhm.
years in Ukraine. I'm like, okay, I get it. She's not gonna do TV in Seattle. She's all, I'm an attractive woman. And then, but the funny thing is, like, there, Trish kept going. She's like, I just want to be an attractive woman. I was like, yeah, yep, there's Natalie. We all know and love. What are your,
Mm.
what are your thoughts on that? Like, how did you feel? Were you on one side or the other?
Um, to be honest, I don't care enough to be on one side or another. My whole thing while watching all of these segments with Natalie and Mike and Trish was that when Trish had on that little sun visor hat thing,
Mm-hmm.
I kept on trying to figure out which alien from which Star Trek incarnation she reminded me of. And it was these very pale aliens that had some sort of gills going down the side of their necks. And I can't remember what they're called, but yeah, I spent the whole episode trying to figure that out. So I don't care.
Okay, just curious.
I think it's also too that I know that they're already broken up.
Yeah, of course.
So if they didn't care, I don't care.
Right. Like for me, it's like I
And
always try to go ahead.
no, and TLC, just keep your people in check so that storylines aren't blown.
Right, because my whole thing is that I try to always keep these conversations to what we see on the screen versus what we already know. I mean, because we knew this like we knew this like halfway through last season. It was just so bad.
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay, so let's just say hi to everybody in the chat before we go on to the next stupid couple.
Okay, let's see who we got.
You do the
Yeah,
honors.
I gotcha. I get. Hey Susan. Hey Black Lavender. I see Nise in the house. Trey. SM. Let's see. Queen B. Heidi Black is here. Montana Marsha's here. Yanni.
Ooh.
I think that's where we're it for now. Who's the next busted couple that we don't care about that we're gonna
Okay.
talk about?
Let's go to Julia and Brandon. Ugh.
I forgot they were there. I really, really did.
They had a very small snippet. Apparently they came home, had a fight about the meeting with his friend and her boyfriend, and then I guess they made up.
It was too funny.
Irrelevant.
Did you like how she just moved out the room to let him know she was upset? I appreciate that. She moved out the room to let him know she was upset.
But what kills me is, did he, like, was it the next morning? Because if he didn't realize that she left from the night before, we have a problem.
Right. That was weird.
So,
And my thing
I
with her,
just
like,
think that was all performance, quite
it
honestly.
was. Cause come on, can we just talk about it? Like Julia, like no one wants Brandon. There's just there's no reason to
Mm-hmm.
be jealous. I don't see women like breaking down doors for him. I mean, he's nice and all, but he still lives on the farm and has no intention of leaving. I don't think many women want a life on the farm, including you. And do I think his friend was a little bit out of bounds here and there? Yeah, because with the implications, fine, whatever. I understand you being offended, but you can't be out there acting a fool like that. I mean, I understand you're paid for it, but in real life, you can't act that way. Because
Yeah.
his friends were asking questions that were fair, because this is Brandon is her friend, so they're gonna be on his best interest. And you have a Russian woman you don't know, talking about we're married, I'm his wife, this and that. Well, yeah, people are gonna have some questions, and you just need to deal with that.
But here's my thing. This was her first time meeting Julia.
Yes, that's the way it comes across to me.
For me, I like to get a feel of people first before I start throwing out those stupid questions. And if I was going to throw out those stupid questions, I'd pull the person who was my friend aside. Say if it's in the case of Brandon and Julia, I'd pull Brandon aside and ask him, because I don't know her. I'm just saying it make how that came across was like the producers were saying, okay, so after y'all say hi and the drinks come, girl A over there, who's supposed to be Brandon friend, I'm gonna need you to like ask these questions. They right here on the napkin in front of you just in case you forget.
Right. And to answer Heidi's question, yes. If they already haven't gotten divorced.
Yeah, because she's in Tampa.
She's in Tampa.
Been there. Yeah, she's been there since she got her last plastic surgery. And he's still in Squim, I guess.
With the farm probably all paid off. They both got what they wanted.
You know what? Yeah, it was a mutually beneficial arrangement. Good for y'all.
Exactly.
Capitalism at its best. Okay, let's do. Oh God, Elizabeth and Andrei.
Okay, let's talk about these shenanigans. Okay, now everyone don't fall out when I say this.
Hi Gala. Hi Marcia.
Why was Jen making sense? I did not dislike her this episode.
Every now and again she does.
She made
you
so
talking about when they was doing the yoga, right?
Yes. I agreed with her.
I'm like, there too.
I was sitting there like, what's going on here? You got Gigi on Shaw's being the voice of reason. We got Jen making complete sense. What's going on in my reality TV world? I need people to do what they do best and be stupid. She made so much sense. I agreed with her. Sometimes you got to do things for the betterment of you, your husband, and your family. If having a babysitter is going to help you guys, be more productive and bring more money, I'm all for it. I mean, you can go to care.com, find someone with good references for maybe like $13.50 an hour. They can come over like 2 to 3 hours a day while you work. There's nothing wrong with that. And Libby needs to hurry up and tell her let me tell you, this is what we're gonna do, because A, this is what I need I need done so I can be productive. B, you ain't paying for it no way, so you can just sit right over there. Go bust out a counter or something. I got this.
Honestly, I don't see the big whoop about it because she's currently working from home. So infants can be a distraction, especially if you're working. I don't see why she can't have somebody come in while she's at work and she's working in the kitchen and they're out in the backyard or in the living room or in the baby's room if the baby's sleeping for half the day. Because at least you can get a lot of your heavy duty tasks done, right? And then get the bulk of your work done and then just monitor emails or make some calls or whatever once the nanny leaves, and make sure that when the nanny leaves, she puts the baby down to sleep. So you get an extra at least 20 to 30 minutes.
Right. What was killing me is when he was saying like, well, my mom, she worked and watched the kids, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, here's my whole thing. If that's how you think life should be, how about we just ship you back to Moldova and you can stay with your mama? But this is what we're doing over here in our household.
But I have a question about that, because how does she work and watch her kids? Did she leave them at home alone? Did she take them to a nursery while she was working? Did the mom and dad have different shifts that somebody was always going to be there? Or was it at a point where they were old enough to stay in the house by themselves? I need more information on that, because unless she could split herself in two and do that, she's probably doing what Libby is asking right now, is getting help. It's either call somebody in or take them to a nursery. And I think it was still panoramic while they were filming this, so then you need to bring somebody in. Just saying. And please forgive if you're hearing any sort of banging, because they're starting on the repair to my neighbor's issue, and it's right outside my apartment. So apologies.
But yeah, banging's fine. We understand. But it's just here's the thing. This should not even be a topic of discussion. It's just like basically you talk to your sister gives you advice, you follow the advice. In this instance, because she's right. You would, but I will say this:
Oh,
I wouldn't just say like do this behind his back. Now tell him what you do is you hire the person, and then you just tell him you hired the person. That's all.
or basically just say that's your new friend.
Right.
You don't like if it's gonna be an issue. That's my new friend, Beelzebub. Oh, it's okay that they're watching the baby. It's okay. I don't
Right.
know. But wait, I found an inconsistency in this. When Andrei was leaving the house to go to work at the flipping house,
Mm-hmm.
why did I think it was daytime? Because then
It was morning.
but then Charlie says he was when he gets over there, he's like, I was just sitting down to dinner and the neighbor calls me to say that somebody's destroying your house.
He's
So
probably
was
there
it
all day.
daytime or was it nighttime?
So
But
Andre
he
probably
only
got there.
demolished the fridge.
He's a slow worker. Just saying.
Well, here's another scene that I was agreeing with Charlie. Why are you coming in and demoing a house that nobody told you to do? From what I understand, Charlie is in control. Like, that's his job
Right.
at the family business, doing all of the reno. And Rebecca does she's the agent, the listing
Right.
agent. I don't know what Jen does, but whatever.
The thing is though, what Andre is saying that Charlie
Mhm.
Chuck told him to like get started, but my whole thing is this. Again, this goes back to Chuck not having a full sit down meeting and saying, Andre, you're going to be working for Charlie on the rental project. I mean, it's not that hard. You can't be telling Andre to do stuff and not telling Charlie. That's not fair for Charlie when Charlie's the project manager on these houses.
Yeah.
And Andre needs to get off his like high horse and understand like, dude, this is a situation. This is a family business. Charlie, this is what Charlie does. They've been here longer than you. And he needs to get off this 100K thing. You're not getting 100K. Quit
Oh, leave
playing.
him alone. He seems to think that he is.
You're not getting 100K.
Yeah, I thought there was a lot of inconsistencies with that. Yeah, that did producers do better. Producers do better, or else I'll just start playing games during these shows and saying
I'm
I
going with the
don't care
honest.
about all of them.
I'm going with the honest one. What neighbor would actually do that? Charlie was right. Was right. The excuse was the lies for TV. Here's my whole thing though.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about this neighbor.
Mm-hmm.
This is a flipping property.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you give your phone number to a stranger?
I don't know.
Just no way. Just saying.
Yeah, the whole thing didn't add up to me. And you know what? I'm beginning to not understand anything that Andrei says this season. I don't know if I have a permanent mental block up with him, but he starts talking and all I hear is wah 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 wah, and that's it.
It's because with Andre, nothing of substance really comes out. And then
Okay.
Libby, I'm really going to need Libby to go back to being an extra on Gossip Girl. Like she could be like friend number like 12 or something. Because her acting was terrible. Charlie's just jealous because you're spending more time with my dad and you're working with my dad more and Charlie's just used to having all of my dad's attention and he's just intimidated. No. Yes, I'm going to need you to be what? We'll call you Francesca for your role. You need to go back to Gospel Girl and be Francesca, friend number 12, the one in the back near the bathrooms, because this was terrible. This was absolutely atrocious. I mean, I really had her on One Tree Hill at one point. Like, we could put her on One Tree Hill. She could be like old girl's best friend who cheated with her man. But I'm gonna downgrade you to Gossip Girl friend number 12, Francesca. I need her off my screen now. I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed with her.
Okay.
I can't.
Yay!
Ugh.
You're finally coming over to my opinion of these two twats.
Um,
Okay. All right, so let's move over to Kalani and Asuelu.
mm,
Kalani goes to meet with her immigration lawyer, Tyler. Her dad went back to work in California, so she's going to be calling in via FaceTime with him. He goes through the background, like what things she did with to get him over there, what visas she did. She goes through all of that, and I don't know, like, did Lo know that he was like a co-sponsor for Asuelu? Because
I don't think so.
it kind of felt like he didn't. And then, like, okay. Then when the attorney says, well, it's no longer just for 10 years, it's for life due to a change from the previous administration, I damn near fell out myself. Who want to be responsible for Asuelu for life?
But it was too. It was too fun. It was just too funny though, because he's like, "Say what?"
I
But but but
know.
but did you catch when Kalani said like, "Yeah, so Dad, do you remember that paperwork I had you sign?" That killed me right there. That let me know right there. Like, ooh, you just run his signing paperwork for people you don't know.
Oh my God.
But
Well,
did you think? But did you see Kalani's face when like how basically how they can get out of the situation, like the ways like he can get deported,
mhm.
jail, or he dies. And I was just like, okay, see what we would do with you. We would just put some put some drug put some drugs on you and keep it moving.
Well, here's the thing. Could she have been that stupid to think that if she and Asuelu got divorced, he would automatically go back to Samoa? Like, huh? After you put two babies on him, he ain't going
Hmm.
nowhere.
You would have to have him deported. I would, and allegedly I would do this. So allegedly, what I would do is I'd probably like plant some drugs on him, and then call the police. What I would do is I would like feel like, oh, I need you to go to Rayleigh's and get some milk for the kids, and um as he's going to Rayleigh's, what you do, you call a tip in, anonymous tip, like, hey, just so I got this tip that this dude has like X, Y, and Z on him. You may want to like look into this. Then boom, charges, deportation.
Oh, wow.
Because you don't want him.
Okay.
So you don't want any harm to come to him. You just need him out the country. You don't want no harm to come to him.
Okay. We going that deep on Asuelu?
Because if he stays in, but the thing is, if they get divorced and he stays in America, they're liable to pay for. They have to pay for him for at least 10 years. But if you get him like deported out the low country, you won't have to pay for him, and he can be with his family.
I say just stay married to him for 10 years, and then once that day comes that you're no longer responsible for him, just bye.
So
It's
would
2 years
you?
already.
So would you like stay married but then live in separate places? Would
Yeah.
you do something like that?
No, I would stay in the same house, treat it like a roommate situation, much like how
Hmm.
it is now, minus his little, nightly journeys to get Pokemon. I would keep it like that and say, look, we can co-parent. You can contribute to the home that shelters our children, and we'll be good. And
Okay.
then once the 10-year mark comes, and I'm no longer, or my dad is no longer responsible for him, I would send him the divorce papers and say, we done with you. Because if you divorce him within that 10-year period, like
Hmm.
he'll go to his mom and his ratchet
Yep.
sister, and they'll put him on government assistance, and then Lo will have to repay all of that.
Any assistance? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I would wait out the 10 years. Girl, you already waited out too. 8 years will fly by just like that.
That's fair. I can go with that. I think my
Because
way is
here's
more
the thing, it's
efficient,
your
but hey.
penance. It's your penance. You made this fucked up choice in the first place, so you live with it for 10 years to get your daddy out of it. That's my opinion.
Okay. My way is more efficient, but go ahead.
I ain't playing drugs on nobody because how am I supposed to get the drugs? How, like, and then I go and not knowing who to get it from, go to the person who's the undercover narc, and then I wind up in prison. Oh hell
No,
no!
no,
Mm-mm.
you just go, just ask some friends for their prescriptions, the best they have, and you put them in a little baggie, and you say like he's selling them.
Mm-mm.
Just saying.
That's okay. That's a little too like I ain't smart enough to do that.
Okay. But these they're annoying too. They can go.
Okay, but honestly, I actually never heard of any immigrants that INS went after. The sponsor for sponsor. This is more about not being able to get unemployment or government help.
I think it's yeah,
Um,
that makes sense. It's more about the
mhm.
government assistance, and that's what she's talking about.
Debbie Dad would know well enough where to get the drugs. You think Lo knows?
Yeah, Loa Hustler. Come on now.
Oh my god.
Loa's OG.
Oh my god. Yes, yes, Montana Jamal is scaring me. Yes.
I'm harmless.
No, you're not.
I'm harmless.
Okay, so anything else from Kalani
Nah.
thing? All
Mm-mm.
right, so now let's go to
Ronald and Tiffany, because there's nothing there.
yes. But you know what? Their storyline is like piquing my interest. It is. Um
Do tell.
like I can't figure out whether he he gets here or not. I only know that she just recently posted on social media that they are going to divorce again. Um, and again, TLC, Sharp Entertainment, get a handle on your talent and tell them to stop posting on social media, ruining my viewing pleasure. But like I'm interested. I'm glad that she decided to tell her dad about Ronald's past because it is only
Mm-hmm.
fair, and especially considering at that time it was for life and not just 10 years.
Yes.
I did not like the mother's petty behavior saying, "Don't bother tell him, just do it." Yeah, no. This girl
Mm-mm.
is just forming back a relationship with her father. If he says no, he says no. If he says no, it's a bonus for you because you've decided you're not moving to South Africa to be with Ronald. So it's automatic divorce. So either way, you win.
That was my thing. It's just, I think with this couple, I struggle. It's more because, like you said, there's too much information coming out, and
Mhm.
their situation is just not really feasible. Like for him to come here, you don't want to go there. I mean, for me, it's a waste of your time. Just divorce and move on.
Mhm. And I agree with
Because
Susan and Yanni. If I was a dad, I would not do this.
and with him, I worry because here's the thing. I don't really mind the gambling thing. You can get help for the gambling, but my crux main problem with him is that you're not. Oh, how can I put this? I don't want to say lazy. You lack ambition to make money, and for you
Mhm.
to have a wife and two kids, that worries me. Because at least with gamblers, like real hardcore gamblers, they will get money by hook or crook. You know,
Mhm.
the light bill might not get paid for a week or three, but they're gonna be out there hustling. For me, he doesn't give me that, and you don't want to have to bring a whole adult over that you have to support on your own, and you're already supporting two children on your own. I don't. That's the main reason I don't like him because when we see him, he's always lying around, polishing his motorcycle helmet, polishing his boots. There's nothing there. You know what I mean? There's nothing of substance. Like what are you doing with your day? Where's your job? What's going on here? I just I want him. I want her to divorce him just
Yanni
to be
agrees
safe.
with you. Yanni agrees with you. She said, I'll bring 10 Asuelus here and be responsible for them for 10 years and not one like him, like Ronald. He is a huge risk. I mean, I don't think he's got his addiction under control, one, because um, he admitted to falling off the wagon last year.
Hmm.
Like you said, he shows no ambition. So when you get here, like America is the land of opportunity, but you got to work for it. And
And remember,
I agree with
go
you.
ahead.
He does not look like he wants to work because I keep on comparing him to Sinjin, that's married to Tanya.
Hmm.
Sinjin worked in the mines for years. Did he
Hmm.
want to be down in there? No, but he went to work.
Hmm.
Why he can't go and do the same thing?
With Ronald, the struggle with me would be if you brought him here, he can't work for 6 months, and then he won't get a job because he'll still be used not to working,
So he'll be
and that.
another Andrei.
Hmm.
Oof.
He'll be a stay home dad, and then my tenant makes a good point. He doesn't want to come here. He wants her to go there. That's true as well, but she's kind of put the hammer down. Like, I'm not doing it. She didn't feel safe. I mean, I bet you probably if he were working consistently and making good money, and he lived in a better part of wherever he lives, whatever city or whatever, I think she would be okay living there. But I think it's the combination of where he lives, that he doesn't have a steady job. But he says he does now. Okay, I think those are the factors for her, and then she doesn't want to be away from her support system because she knows deep down she can't depend on Ronald for anything. So why would she, who's doing well for herself and building her life up, leave all that and her support system? I mean, because she gets there, something goes wrong, and she has nobody. So I agree with her not going 100%.
Didn't she think this through before getting married to somebody like Ronald?
She was impulsive, and you could tell.
Oh my God. There's so many life lessons that these stupid shows have. I she is a whole bunch of them rolled into one. I just
Hmm.
cannot for the life of me understand her decision-making process all the way back to the beginning. I just can't. And do you know what exactly he was charged with? Because in my mind, okay, you've been charged with all these things. Was he convicted? If he was convicted, where do they think he's going? I just don't understand this. Why are you throwing good money after bad with filing for these visas for someone if he has convictions on his record is not going to get approved to go anywhere? Case in point,
Exactly.
John from UK. I don't
Hmm.
know. Anyway, well, I'm interested to see how this is going to work out. I'm interested to see if her dad is so
Okay, so,
um
so real quick, sorry to interrupt.
mhm.
So it looks like he was uncovered several charges under, including armed robbery offense, a charge for stolen money, and a drug charge stemming from a traffic stop. Although she claims the charges were all dismissed, the charges in themselves will still affect his ability. So it's not that he was convicted; the simple fact that he was charged could impact him. So that's, from what I can see, that's what it is.
That's a reach for me, dog, because you could have charges up the wazoo, but if they never, like, if they were dismissed, they were dismissed.
Hmm.
I don't know. I think she's just making a bigger deal out of that. And if it was such a big deal, why the hell did you marry him? Why the hell did you have a baby with him? Why the hell you trying to bring him over here? Girl, no. Mm-mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Anything else with those two?
Well, this couple, no.
Okay. Angela and Michael. JoJo leaves, so now she's on her own, and she could do all the eating and smoking that she want while trying to recover from this surgery. Let me ask a question. I feel like with her, they suckered her in with the weight loss surgery, and then they knew that they had all these other surgeries lined up that they was ready to sell for her, so they decided to do the breast first. And then when she got the breast done and she woke up after the anesthesia, like, okay, well, you're gonna need a facelift. And then next thing, well, we're gonna need to take the skin off. And then the next thing, you're gonna need liposuction. Next thing, you're gonna need a booty lift. And next thing, you're gonna need your vajayjay tightened up because that loosened up once you lost all your weight too. Like all of these bogus surgeries that she probably doesn't need right away. I don't understand why she's going for a facelift now when she hasn't lost the weight yet.
I still think this is editing. I think they filmed this over a period of time and then spliced them together.
But does she look like she lost weight?
But you have to look at Angela and then look at her confessional.
No, in the confessional, yes, she has lost weight and she has had like a lower lift on her face. She looks good. But I'm talking about in the moment, not in the confessional moment, in the story moment.
So with the story moment, what it is for me, they're trying to do proactive surgery on her because they anticipate her weight loss to be very dramatic. And I think what they're hoping is to not to tighten her up before. How can I put this?
They like to do it as a preemptive, so that she doesn't have such exaggerated sagging.
Right.
But that means to me, we're gonna need to come back and fix up what's left. Like we're gonna do it now, and then you're gonna lose weight and you're gonna have more sagging. So we'll just come back in and pull them strings tighter.
Right. I wouldn't do it right away because there's no point for me. I would just you lose the first round of weight first. And then you may go in for a little freshen up, a little tighten.
It's just my thing is like you woke up from this surgery. You could wait a little bit.
Yeah.
Enjoy being awake for a little bit and then throw the dice again because she is going to need more surgeries just to tighten and firm up.
Susan, I can answer that. Let me read this first.
Why California, not Georgia?
I think Michael's tired of not being heard. They're supposed to be married and communicate, but she's making a decision on her own. It's not right. But did we really expect anything else from Angela, though? That's the thing with Angela. You have to know who you're dealing with. And Michael should know who he's dealing with. She's going to do what she wants to do. You just say, yes, go ahead. Now, for Susan, but that was a very good thought, paranormal. But Susan, my thing, why not California and not Georgia? Oh, that's because they want Dr. Obang to do the surgery. That's what that's for. He's hot. He helped little Gorilla Glue child, and he's making the rounds on these reality TV streets. So,
but that's where Gina's located, and she's the one who's coordinating all of this. Gina's her manager. She's the same lady who managed Mama June for her surgeries and got her the deal for her show. That's what Angela's angling for.
And like we all know TLC's paying for it anyway, or they're or
it's a barter agreement.
It's a barter.
Yeah.
I mean, not Dr. Obang doesn't really need like the publicity. He already has it, but he has his two colleagues. He's putting them on too, so they can get on other reality TV shows as well. I think he's angling to become the go-to reality TV plastic surgeon.
Or maybe he wants to get a show of his own, like Botched, and not like the last show he was on where he got outed for cheating. So he doesn't have the best reality TV history, but he is an excellent surgeon. So yeah, maybe that's what he's angling for.
I'm not mad at him either.
No.
Does anyone think Michael's really mad about does anyone think that Michael's mad really about her spending the money, not the surgery itself?
I think the money touched a nerve.
Because I think it's a combination of both, but I think it's more about the money because he knows she can't have a baby on her own. So he's like, well, we can use that money towards the baby. And he said that in his confessional as well.
But $25,000 for a half lift?
That's what he said.
That is a lot. I was thinking, I don't know, 7,500 to 10, and
I'm sorry.
that was a lot for me. But
I
the
think
25,000?
I think that's the TV. That's the TV price. I'm sorry. You know he does that for $7,500 on daily. Quit
Okay.
playing.
Okay. I was just like, what are they doing over there? Like, is this a new technique? What? Yeah, I sided with Michael on that when the man says 25,000. I was just like, wait, what is he doing again? I don't know. Is she giving him 50K his part? Nope. Yanni, who? Oh, how much the band and breast lift cost? About the same. I thought the band surgery was about 15 to 20.
Mhm.
The breast lift is not that much. Can you imagine? The band, which takes like a few minutes to do laparoscopically, costs more than a full-on 3.5 hour breast lift surgery. Angela is not giving his the same amount of money. I don't think Angela's paying anybody for this. She's getting all of this for free through Gina and the deals that she has struck with these surgeons, TLC, Sharp Entertainment. It's all a what is it, a quid pro quo or something? Barter arrangement. You scratch
Yeah, like
my
a bar
back.
agreement. Yeah.
Yeah, she's not paying for anything. Much like the other girl that was married to Colt. I can't remember her name, but the one from Vegas who went and did all those surgeries. Yeah.
Oh.
She's not paying for it.
Larissa, no.
Larissa, yeah. Let's see. Anything else happen? So wait. I do agree with you when you said, why should we expect any different from Angela regarding like how she doesn't communicate with Michael? She does make all of the decisions. She has from the beginning.
Right.
So I'm surprised that she's even telling Michael to be quite honest before she goes ahead and does these things. To me, she just seems like the person to say, oh, I just got a breast lift yesterday. I woke up. So, hey, how are you doing today?
Well, that's for TV because we all know. I think in real life she probably just had everything done and then been like surprised.
Yeah.
I think her telling him was just for show.
Yeah, I agree. She's not paying directly, but it's a payment. So she'll have to declare to IRS. So it's a payment. It's not a payment. If it's a barter. And it might not even be a barter agreement with her. It might be a barter agreement between the doctor and the production company. So we don't know who agreed to do what. She's just the subject. So she gets the benefits, but I don't think she has to declare on something that she hasn't paid for.
Right.
Yeah. And I'm not mad at Angela though. If it makes her feel good, and look, she's had a hard life. Her mom just died. She's taking care of everybody in her life. If she wants to do something for herself now, I can't be mad at that. She's 54 years old. You know, I can understand that. Angela, go and live your best life with your new titties and your new face and, you know, flirt with all the doctors that you want to flirt with. Not mad at you. Angela's story has been done by Mama June. Yeah, Gina was not very creative in this. I'm hoping that it doesn't end as badly as Mama June's. But yeah, it's the same storyline that Gina created from Mama June from Not to Hot. Let's hope that, yeah. Let's hope that Angela is happy with all of the end results.
That's the main thing.
Mm-hmm. And I hope she asked questions because remember JoJo, one of the last things she said to her before she left, she was like, ask all of the questions because you shouldn't be waking up from these surgeries like, how come he took 2 pounds instead of 1 pound? Girl, no. Or waking up from the surgery wondering why you ain't lose no weight. No. Ask your questions. Stop sounding so stupid on my TV. Okay. Anything else happen with these people? Oh, do you think what'd you think when Michael said she should be using that money towards having a baby? I always thought he was going to have a baby with his second wife in Africa.
I mean, Angela said no second wife. That's all. Remember, she
But
said
does she know what's going on over there? Like he could be married all like now and we don't know.
she's not going for it. She got people over there. Quit playing.
Okay. All right, so that's all the couples on 90 Day Fiance, happily ever after. Any other final words on them?
Nope, we're good with that show.
Okay, let's move on to Seeking Sister Wife, season 3, episode 11. Can't Fight This Feeling. Who do you want to start with? The Clarks?
Yeah.
Why are they still on this show?
Hey, they're filling a space. I'm sorry, it is what it is at this point.
Okay, we had all of the couples on last night. I'm hoping that this was the Clarks' last show. It makes no more sense to me.
I think it was because the way they were talking, they were like, it just felt like it was winding down, like their season was over. For me, I'm not sure if anyone else felt that way, but for me, it felt like, oh, like this is their last episode for the season and hopefully forever. Oops.
Oh my God. And the next one that I'm wondering why they're still on this show, the Joneses.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have no defense for them. I'm so sorry. I just don't.
I was listening to another channel this morning, and I think it was Amber. I can't remember. I think it was a lady named Amber. And she said that Alessandra was a friend of Tasha's sibling. Like, even she wasn't real.
Of course not. Why would she be
So
real?
when Sidian said he had never met her before, that was a lie because
Mm-hmm.
they know her.
Right, because remember they said they met her online.
Yeah. So if y'all are making up these stories to get on these wackadoodle shows, try to cover your tracks.
Way better.
Like, do what the Merrifields did. And, Garrett went on his social media and deleted all of the pictures with
Right.
Danielle.
Exactly. That's how you do it right.
Oh my God. But I digress. All right. So, anything you want to say about the Clarks?
No, because no. I was never really interested in them in the first place. It's just while they've grown, they've made better decisions. It's just they don't really hold my attention. I just don't want to know more about them. Basically, is what it is. If I'm being
Good.
completely honest.
And good luck to Jared in trying to find 4 wives for his kingdom, whatever. Peace.
Right. Good luck. Good luck.
Joneses.
Don't care about them either.
All right. Next, let's go to the Winders.
I like this family.
Yes.
You can tell their season's winding down because they've had the baby. We've met Sophie's family. They're working on Tammy getting pregnant, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're just a very functional family, and we need that on this particular show. Knowing what we know now, so they're taking it slow. I do like Kim for their family. I hope they bring her out again, and give her a chance. I like her a lot. I think she fits well in the family, but he needs more time with her.
No.
That's all it is.
She's good as a farmhand. Let's call a thing a thing. She's good as a farmhand. Look at the wives that Colton has now. And I'm not trying to disparage anyone's looks, but he has a type. He wants a feminine spouse. And although Kimberley is a good looking woman, she came out there looking like she was going to the hillbilly hoedown. And she did not make any effort to zhuzh herself up. Did she ever take off that baseball cap? No.
Mm-mm.
You got two women there that are, put on their makeup. They're feminine. And she said herself, she's a tomboy.
Mm-hmm.
Colton needs to be attracted to this woman because he's the one who's going to be dipping and doing with it. Like, you can't force that. I don't care how much time you have. No, if it's not there, it's not there.
Yeah, but I mean, she could judge herself up.
But then would she feel comfortable? I don't think
That's the
that's
thing.
fair to her.
Right.
She dresses the way how she feels and is comfortable to her. And I'm sure that there's a guy out there who's for her.
Right.
It's
not
just
Colton.
not Colton. And I don't think Sophie and Tammy should be pushing this just because they're looking forward to have somebody else to help out around the house.
That's fair. Because if he's not attracted to her, it's not going to work. There's no sense bringing her out there and wasting all your time. And I think he should be comfortable enough to say, I'm just not attracted to her.
I think he's conscious of what he says and how it might hurt her. So he's sticking with, I just don't have a connection.
Okay.
But there's no attraction there that could lead to love.
Right.
But that's how I interpreted that. He is a gentleman. He's not going to say, my dick ain't getting hard for her. No, he's not going to say that.
I'll go with that.
Yeah. He's a nice guy. I think that they should just stick with their little family for now. And once everything really opens back up, I'm sure that they can start looking again. But I think he should lead the search.
Right.
For Kimberley, it felt like the ladies were the ones who was talking to her most.
They were.
Yeah, and he should be the one pursuing. They could find her, but then he should take over and start chatting with her.
Right.
I don't know. It's times like this where you have to admire Garrett, because not admire, but acknowledge his game. Like, he went after Roberta.
Right.
I don't know why he keeps on bringing along Danielle and now her family.
Right.
Okay, so have we closed off with the Winders?
Yes, they're just a great family. I hope they come back next season because I want to see how their family progresses. Okay, I just enjoy them, and I want to see more of Sophie's family.
I didn't mind this threesome. I don't mean that as in menage a trois, but I like this family group. I like their dynamic together. I like their reasoning for doing what they do. I like the kids, and I want to see Tammy get pregnant. I'm invested.
Yeah, I want Tammy to get pregnant and stay pregnant. There's a difference there. Remember, she could get pregnant, she couldn't stay pregnant.
Yeah. So no, I'm with her. I want her to have a successful pregnancy, full term, healthy baby, and one more kid to the bunch. I do.
I think with her history, I have a feeling she would be the woman who would have twins after everything she's gone through.
Well, if she's doing the fertility treatments, there's a higher risk of that, right?
That's what I heard.
So yeah, if she could get multiples, that would be awesome, because I think that if she does have another successful pregnancy, it might be the only one she has. So might as well load her up. Okay, so you get to choose between the Snowdens and the Merrifields.
Oh, I think we gotta do the Snowdens, because for me, This was just, and I hate to say this, and I know I'm saying this because it's what we know. Like, this was just such a letdown.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't care. Like, I just really did not care because we knew they got married before this came out.
Mm-hmm.
This is just I they're off-putting is what it is for me. It's just an off-putting thing. The way Ashley conducts herself, the way he conducts himself. And you can correct me if I'm wrong, but from my vantage point, it looks like two wolves picking on a sheep.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's
They're
just the vibe
predators.
they give me.
Yep.
Like it's like they're plotting and planning, and she has no clue, and she's just so innocent and sweet.
Mm-hmm.
It just really turns me off. And I'm going against like what I like to do, and I am going to encompass everything we know outside of the show because there is so much.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the way they come across to me. It's literally like, um, oh, what's that story with the wolf? Was it? I can't remember. It's like
Like
the fox
Riding
and
Hood?
no, it's like the fox. He gets the sky is falling. Help! The sky is falling.
Oh crap.
Um,
Oh, why are you giving us these riddles? Does anyone know in the chat?
like Henny Penny or something from the Golden Girls. If you've ever seen the episode,
Um, who is this? Is it like a little chicken? The sky is falling.
yeah,
A fable about a chicken who believes in the sky is falling when an acorn falls on its head. Chicken
yeah,
Little. Henny Penny.
Chicken
Yeah,
Little. It
Henny
is
Penny. There you
okay.
Yeah, you had it.
It's kind of like that. Like they're like the foxes, and like Chrissy's like Henny Penny, and they try to get her into the cave, and that's what's happening. So I just didn't like it. I was annoyed, and I didn't care.
I thought it was uber cheap and just another
Well,
opportunity to get Ashley some screen time and use child labor to decorate that itty bitty backyard so that he could come and propose to her and Ashley could come out there and be a part of it. Why couldn't you just take her? It's not like he even had to go to a restaurant. There's so many nice romantic
yes.
lookouts in LA. Like he could have went to the what is it, the observatory.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they like from Rebel Without a Cause, there's that, really, you don't even have to go in. That peak by the observatory is so like romantic. He could have went over there, but no, they had to bring her back to that dinkety donk backyard with all their dollar store decorations and lights. And I'm just like, nothing against the dollar store, but come on now. Come on now. This was just an opportunity for Ashley to be a part of it.
I have a question.
Mm.
So, playing conspiracy theory, do we think they actually rent that house? Do we think they have like a barter agreement to show the house at all times? Just you know what I mean?
I have a feeling that the people who rented them that house didn't know that filming was going to take place.
Okay.
And they obviously didn't know that a harem was going to be all up in that bitch either. And while I was watching their segments, I couldn't help but think, thank God Taylor escaped.
That's what it was. That's another thing.
You know? And why couldn't he get her a ring? Like, jewelry stores were closed. Okay, you could have ordered something from Amazon. Why did he give her that big old anklet? And I know he says it's from my Cuban heritage. I didn't get that. I didn't get
Yeah.
that. I didn't get that.
So we're in agreement that this segment sucked, right?
Yeah.
It made me feel any kind of emotion at all, and this is why I agree with you wholeheartedly. TLC needs to do a better job with their talent, like because what we know just ruined the whole story. Because how we know nothing until after the show is over, we just all felt like, oh my god, we're so happy for Chrissy, congratulations. Now we like Chrissy, nah, girl, don't do it. I mean, and that's how I went into this. Say no. Please say no. Don't do it. Run.
But she's very hesitant because even before that, she was saying, I've been here so long. I really miss my family. I
Right.
want to go home,
Hmm.
you know? She hasn't even told her family about this. Like, I thought she did. Like, I know I'm going ahead to the clippets for next
Well,
week.
no. Well, no. She told her family like she was visiting, and they're hesitant. But I don't think she told them like that she's really seriously about to marry them. I think they think it's like, oh, you're just going for fun. You'll be back.
I don't feel comfortable. Like, even though I know everything that's happening, I just don't feel comfortable watching their scenes anymore. I just don't.
Mm-mm.
It's really freaky. And I cannot believe that TLC is still keeping them on the show.
Yeah.
Okay. Ugh. I feel bad for this girl. I hope she gets back home. I hope she and her kids are okay. Um, I guess everybody knows that they have that GoFundMe set up for her. Um, good luck, Chrissy. Good luck. Okay. Anything else with them?
Mm-mm.
All right. So off to the Merrifields. Garrick and
Okay.
Danielle are celebrating their 13 years of marriage, but they divorced.
Well.
I explain that to me, oh
Hmm.
wise one.
I
And
like
at the
I can't explain to you why the parents are coming along.
but wait, and at the anniversary dinner, he's checking Bert's immigration application
Right.
status, being upset that it's not, it hasn't like moved, and then he's like, I know we was planning this wedding and everything, but we just need to go and have a baby like right away. We need to start planning around her ovulation. Happy anniversary, Danielle.
I was just in here like, what? Like, and I'm like I said, like I left my compassion for Danielle left like weeks ago, so I can't sit here and be mad. But just this, there's levels of disrespect. Granted, they're divorced. I get that. I mean, but this is just beyond control. And the simple fact that you guys actually planned a trip to around her ovulation schedule, mind you, her ovulation schedule,
Mm-hmm.
and you're bringing your parents, well, Danielle's parents, to meet Bert
And the kids.
and the kids.
And the kids for his fuck fest with Roberta.
Like, what is going on with these people? Who thinks this is okay? In what realm?
How much they got paid? I want to know.
I want to know. I just want to know because it's like I just never seen something like this before in my life, and what's killing me is that her family's going along with this.
Who? Oh,
Danielle's family.
Danielle.
Well, they've only talked to Bert on the phone. Excuse me. Why are they talking to Roberta on the phone? And they're like, oh, we're just looking at her. When we think of her as another daughter, it's fine. It's but when like we think about it the other way, it's like, we're not comfortable. I'm like, what other way is there? What other way is there? I'm sorry.
And then
All y'all
when her mom said, I don't know how comfortable I'm gonna be seeing y'all like kissing.
and y'all
Why you
all
there?
and you're all enabling. But my thing is, how? Okay, let's go. Let's talk about that. And I'm gonna have to just go in a little bit on the parents. I'm sorry, you're stupid. Here's why you're stupid. How dare you sit on my screen and tell me that you may not be comfortable watching them kiss when you know that they're there to try to make a baby? You're okay with that thought, but them kissing in front of you bothers you. I'm going to need you to find all of your common sense. I don't know where you lost it, what happened to it. You might need to go to Walmart and buy more. I'm sure it's in the back next to the X lags. Pick up both if you need it since you're gonna be in Mexico. Stop it. You're not gonna sit here on my screen and do this. I'm uncomfortable
It
with them.
made
Yes.
no sense. It made no sense. I was like, Grandma, Grandpa, y'all know the reason for this trip? Y'all know the reason. And then as soon as they land up in that house and they looking at all the rooms, they get to the master bedroom and he declares, oh, this is mine and Bert's room. Fuck you saying. What?
Right. That killed me too.
Ay, ay,
I think
ay.
Toya has a very good point.
I think her friend was just trying to be there when she said, oh, yeah.
That's a good point.
But here's the thing. Don't bring the family on your fuckfest vacation. If ever there was a time for him to be alone with Roberta, it was for this ovulation fest right here.
And my thing with Danielle,
Leave Danielle, the kids, and her parents at
I was
home.
gonna say that. I was gonna say that. Why did Danielle need to be there?
Because Danielle feel like, I don't know if she wants to like place the penis into the vagina at this point and then hold up Roberta's legs after he's ejaculated.
Because my thing with her is she's not understanding like her and Danielle, if you're watching this, you're probably not, but I'm gonna have to let you know this, and it's gonna be hurtful. But you need to understand that your presence is not needed and it's not relevant.
Yeah.
It's just the truth. It's just the truth. Your presence hasn't. The last time your presence was actually relevant is when y'all got the divorce, and I'm sorry to say that.
True.
Like he looks past you, he dismisses you, he just outright disrespects you at every turn. And I used to feel sympathy for her. I really did. Now I don't. I just can't. Like I've never heard of a woman planning a trip around another woman's ovulation schedule. I mean, and y'all flying out the country for this foolishness.
And
Y'all
taking
going
your
international.
kids. Taking your kids to witnesses and he comes up with, well, you know, this will give Roberta a taste of you know what life would be like with us. What? So wait, if that's the truth and they're both wives, will he also be doing Danielle on these trips? Because I don't see him touching Danielle on any of these trips. Because I thought if your sister wives, all y'all share, Garrett.
She gets a peck and that is it.
And that's only when the camera crew there. Let's be honest.
Yep. That's the thing. And I still see people like still feeling sorry for Danielle. I'm like, well, no. And if you're looking at this from a critical thinking, like she did this to herself. It's like me continuing to be sorry for Paige. Similar situation. Two officers and y'all both letting them walk over you. No sympathy.
And then you see the clips for next week where Roberta is getting her full porno game on with Garrett. So the grandparents and the babies are supposed to see that. Ew. Just like ew.
And Garrett already got the boys on board. How do you feel about like Bert? Like, cool, two moms. And how do you feel like if you could have another baby? They're like, well, we could use more boys. I'm like, oh yeah, Garrett then got to the boys.
What do you think about this, what Toya says? She says she feels like a third wheel, but I think she wants to intimidate the other wife in some type of weird way. I kind of agree with this. I think she's like the dog that's pissing and trying to mark her territory, but ain't nobody smelling that.
But here's the thing, though. I would agree with that if she hadn't already been marked irrelevant by the divorce, because what no matter what she tries to do, she needs to understand in Roberta's mind. Well, he divorced you to marry me.
Right, but that's still not going to stop her from still trying to claim him. Because don't forget, he sold this to her as being a sister wife.
Right, but the problem is, though, I agree with you, but we have to remember, she has no legal standing. Zero.
Well, neither does Roberta yet.
Not yet, but Roberta will. So here's
sure?
Mm-hmm.
You sure?
am I
Because
sure?
how come because he could have easily went down to Mexico and married her and then started the ovulation plan, but he's throwing that out the window. I think he just
Oh,
want to spread his seed everywhere.
oh, I think he wants to leave the country.
Yes, because he did say that. He said, because when she asked him, well, what if the visa doesn't come through and she gets pregnant beforehand? He goes, well, I guess I'll just have to go to Brazil for an extended,
Hmm.
period of time. What?
Hmm. He wants to leave the country and leave her with the kids. That's just my opinion. Because
He's
because Roberta getting pregnant outside the U.S.
Mhm.
and he knows how Roberta feels about her family. She's going to want to raise that baby with her family, and Danielle's not going to want to move to Brazil and uproot her boys. So he knows Danielle would be like, I wouldn't want to deprive you of raising your children. Go on to Brazil. This is all a perfectly laid plan by him. It's the perfect storm.
Wow.
Because what she's gonna do, she's always trying to put Roberta's feelings first. She's gonna be like, well, like you've helped me raise our two boys so far. Roberta deserves the same opportunity. You just go on to Brazil. Like I have my family. We'll be good.
Oh my God. Toya says, I think we're seeing a real life snapped episode. He clearly doesn't want her, and she's doing anything to hang on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
Agreed.
And then Lisa says, Garrett is just using Danielle and her family. He thinks he's a player. He said he'll move where Bert is. Danielle has lost her man. I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
How do these people make money? I know Clark is a coach, but others. Well, doesn't Garrett own a company?
Yeah. I honestly
Yeah.
thought they were in. I thought they were business together actually.
Yeah. He owns a company. The Snowdens, he
It's an
oh,
AI, some an artificial intelligence thing.
but
He
right
owns.
now he's doing Uber. Or
Right.
no, he's delivering groceries.
Hmm.
He's delivering groceries. So, yeah. And who else is on this show? Well, the Winders, he's a pharmacist and he owns a farm. Tammy's a stay-at-home mom, and Sophie, I think, is a nurse.
That's what I saw her in Scrubs, so I assumed she was some sort of nurse.
She's in medical. Um, and who else is on this show? The Joneses. He owns a business, right? Sidian.
Media business. Yes, they work
Oh,
together.
you heard that Sidian is not really his real name? I'll be hearing so much mess about this.
I haven't heard that.
Yes. He
What's his
got
real
like
name?
a
Mark.
normal name, like
Mark.
something. I don't know. I can't
Tom.
remember. But Sidian is so much more mysterious than his like regular Joe Schmo name. But who else? I think we hit all of them. Yeah. So it seems like most of these people have their own businesses. I question Dimitri's business because if his business was all of that, he wouldn't have had to resort to doing DoorDash with Taylor as soon as the lockdown happened for them. Money would
Mm-hmm.
not have been an issue. You could have like floated for a couple of months, but they obviously couldn't. Um, Danielle parents are doing well because they're paying and going on their vacation. Oh! Chuck, production paying for all of them clowns to go on that trip.
Mm-mm-mm.
Susan, oh, he's a scammer. Oh. I don't know. I don't know if anybody is a scammer. So any final thoughts on like every week? Like I think we've only had one filler episode, and even that filler episode was kind of good. Any final thoughts on Seeking Sister Wife?
No, we're good.
Wait, Susan's saying she heard Ashley took the kids and fled. Fled where? For
She has
real?
family.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we gotta do research.
Well, here's the thing. The only reason why I think she would leave, because she's so indoctrinated into this foolishness and she has her own demons riding her. The only reason why I could see her leaving is if she thought charges were coming.
Agreed.
Just saying. But yeah. Okay, so this was our little discussion about 90 Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After, and Seeking Sister Wife. It goes from I don't care to I'm so deeply invested into this mess. Any final notes, Jamal?
No, honestly, I think we're good. We covered everything, and it's an interesting show. But yeah, we're good.
I like how you try to stifle that laugh, but okay. All right, so then until next time. Oh,
Of course.
wait. Before you guys leave, please don't forget to give us a thumbs up. We love that you joined us today for these stupid little shows, and we hope that you come back tomorrow. Tomorrow, what are we doing? What are we doing tomorrow? We're doing Real Housewives of New York, and we're going to do a quick Bravo recap of Married to Medicine and Below Deck. So it'll be a full Bravo day tomorrow. Hit that thumbs up, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell so that you're made aware every time we release new content. Until next time, Jamal.
Of course.
Bye.
Bye.